So let's start with the first house. This is pretty much the face that you show to the world and the energy that you are bringing with you. The Three of Cups is generally a very, very positive energy where someone is, behaving in a way that is very cooperative, that is very genial, that's very amicable, and you're easy to be around other people. This is also indicative of social gatherings, social functions, social interactions coming through in a very harmonious manner. I feel that this is the month in which there will be, many social visits, social calls, entertaining guests at home, as well as inviting people into your space, into your home environment, and making you feel quite good to reconnect with people on an emotional level. So I do see this is a very, very jovial, month with a lot of social outings and social opportunities and social engagements overall. The Three of Cups very oftentimes is a situation where we can sit down and have many, heart-to-heart conversations with another person. Usually siblings play out pretty strongly here in this spread. Family, as well as, close-knit friends. So I feel like this is the month in which you are drawing back your energy. And you're also trying to decide as well, the people that are spending more time with the people that are in alignment with you or the people that you have very strong emotional connections with. So you're not scattering your energy. So I feel like you're pulling things back in, and it's actually a very harmonious, good energy to have. In terms of your financial sector, we have here the second house, which is the Four of Swords in the reverse position. If there has been a little bit of a slowdown in January, I do feel that financially things are going to be looking up for you this month. There are a lot of phone calls that I'm sensing some of you need to return. So if you're working in a capacity where you are dealing with clients or dealing with like callbacks, dealing with commission basis especially, I feel like this is a pretty busy month, hitting the ground running, a lot of social functions, social engagement, but also even, taking clients out, meeting a lot of clients, expanding the network where you are able to finalize contracts, where you're able to land something. Okay. So there's a very busy energy. So if there has been a lull in the past 3 months, I feel like things are really, really picking up for you in in your work environment and as well as, in your financial sector. What I'm also sensing is, I feel like some of you might be awaiting some type of a settlement, and I do see workers' compensation for some of you. If you've been waiting on some type of a settlement, I do feel that there's going to be, they're saying something is being pushed along. So it could be, if there has been a standstill and you have no idea what's happening with your case, you have no idea what's going to happen in terms of compensation, in terms of court decisions. I feel like something is coming through for this month. Legal issues are being cleared up, as well as, just having a sense of direction as to where your case is headed, who's handling it, how they're able to resolve it, what information they need from you. So at least some clarity coming in regarding time frame for some type of medical compensation or even, financial compensation through some type of a work situation. I feel like that's going to be made available for some of you. Okay. And it's going to appease your worries and your anxieties. In terms of your communication, what I'm sensing is I feel like this is a small minority of you. If you have siblings, they might be going through some unfairness in their own life, okay, with the Justice card in the reverse position. So a sibling might be going through some type of separation in their home environment. So if they're married, they might be having some legal disputes. If they are a little bit younger, I feel like there might be some issues when it comes to like authority figure, people in a school setting, like even management, upper management, or even people in a school setting. So if you have siblings, they're going to be coming to you about some type of decisions that they're trying to make regarding, legal issues, regarding some things in their environment that they felt they have been treated unfairly. And this is specifically for those of you who have like, step siblings. I feel like if your step siblings might be specifically dealing with some type of family dynamics that's breaking down in their own lives, and they're coming to you for advice, or or you're hearing about this, and you're going to be the one that wants to, help out, that wants to offer your expertise, or that wants to, like fix this situation. But they're telling you this is something that is kind of like outside of your control. So try to pull back your energy once again. Meet them halfway. So if, they're coming to you, I feel like it's not that they want anything from you or expect anything from you, but they might need that, emotional support from you. So if they need to vent, just let them vent, and, try not to offer anything unsolicited in this environment. Okay. Because what they're dealing with, it shows up here as a major arcana card, which basically means it is something bigger than ourselves. So I do feel that this is one of those karmic things that they have to experience and muddle through on their own, so that they can gain their own insights and wisdom and clarity. You're going to want to step in and make the situation better. But I feel in this situation, it's kind of like outside of your control. So don't get entangled in this. Okay. In terms of your communication with the Justice card in the reverse position, this is a card about, like when it comes up in the upright position, it basically means seeing both sides of the story, being, impartial, being unbiased. With the Justice card in the reverse, they're basically telling you as well, first of all, know both sides of the stories, know the in and outs, don't jump to conclusions, and especially don't, I'm feeling very strongly like don't offer input unless the other person is asking for it, because I feel like there's something here where somebody is a little bit irritable or agitated, and they might just be itching for a fight. On the other hand, I feel some of you, there will be discussions about either dividing assets between people. A lot of like legal jargon that's being thrown around is what I'm hearing in your environment. So it could be related physically to, your home environment, where you might be going through legal issues and you might be trying to liquidate assets and then divide assets between people. There might as well also be a situation where you're called upon to represent somebody. If you're even in this type of environment, like a law environment, I feel things coming in very strongly where they're telling you, know both sides of the story, know the ins and out, and especially know the details before you jump the gun, before you can jump to conclusion, is what I'm feeling. So there's a little bit of digging that needs to happen, and there's a little bit of like looking at a situation very, very objectively, so that you can understand that it's not really about, it's not really about like right and wrong. It's more about like, what's the easiest thing to do in this situation to appease both sides, both parties. Okay. So it's a little bit of a tricky energy. It's kind of like erring on the middle ground. And I feel like with your energy as being, the first sign of the zodiac, and also like the most, I want to say like the most directed energy as well, I feel that it's going to be hard for you to straddle this middle ground. And, also the Libra side, that's your opposition. And Libras tend to err on the side of, they understand both sides of the coin. They try to be fair. They try to be very, very impartial and unbiased. And I feel like that energy is going to be required of you. You need to cultivate this so that you don't rush into situations or say things that are either riling people up or that are not founded or based on, an innate understanding of a situation. In terms of your family life, we have here the Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune is basically a lot of luck, a lot of abundance being made available in your home life, okay? So the family that you're growing up in, or the family that you're hoping to create for yourself, or the living situation that you are currently dealing with, there is some type of a turnaround. So there might have been people moving in, people moving out. And I do feel that this is the month in which you're starting to feel very, very much at home. So I feel like there's a lot of celebratory energies concerning entertaining guests at home, having social functions, especially on the home front. This is a card where we are starting to make a house a home. It's like the whole, process of feeling domesticated, feeling comfortable, feeling at ease, and doing some major redecoration within the home environment. I do feel like repairs, redecoration, weeding, gardening for many of you. And the Wheel of Fortune is a very positive card that indicates a change, a turnaround in fortune. So for those of you who are looking to find a property, I do feel you're going to be able to land something that is right within your budget, within the square footage that you're hoping for. It's giving you a lot of space, and it's giving you this sense of like prosperity overall. And then others of you who are hoping to sell a house as well, this is a very, very good card that indicates, the right buyers will be made available to you, and you will be able to relinquish control of properties if you're hoping to sell like a home situation, okay, like a house, condo, things like that. In terms of your recreation, creativity, we do have here the Seven of Wands showing up in the reverse position. The Seven of Wands, this is a card about defense, like defending our values, defending ourselves in the midst of opposition. When it shows up in the reverse position, I feel like coming through for this month, many of you, you're tightening your inner circle. So that means that you're doing some type of analysis, cutting out and figuring out who your closest friends are, the people that actually have your best interests at heart, the people that have been there for you. And I do sense as well that, and I feel this strongly coming through, where there might have been, like I feel some of you might have dated somebody in the past, or have been married to, romantically linked in with somebody from the past. And your friends were just like, no, don't date that person. And there might have been a lot of resentment, like feeling unsupported by friends, feeling almost as if we constantly have to, hide who we're dating, who we're seeing from friends because they don't approve. This is a card about truths coming to light, and this is a card about owning up to your truths, not feeling ashamed, not feeling as if you have to hide anything from your friends. So I feel like there's a great sense of like understanding between you and your close knit circle of friends, where you're able to like have that heart to heart, have that emotional honesty with other people. So this is a very good card. Overall, in terms of creativity, especially for those of you who are, who are trying to get things either published, things implemented, or things like to get off the ground. This is a card that indicates that all your hard work is going to start to pay off. You're being noticed, and there's some sense of like people recognizing the work that you're doing. And especially for those of you who are artists, writers especially, I feel like this is a card where, if you've encounter opposition or blockages before to getting this one company or this one publisher to look at your product, I feel like you're going to be able to make great strides and traction, and you're going to be able to present your case in a very spirited, in a very creative manner that makes you stand out. Okay, so there's still some money as well coming through from the main employment gig, as well as from situations where you might have like a creative side gig that you're doing. So overall, it looks good. It looks very balanced, both of these cards. In terms of your sixth house, the sixth house deals with routine. It also deals with work and health. First of all, let's talk about your work situation. I feel like you're in a work situation where you know the ins and outs, and you don't really need to ask your supervisors for their input, for their approval anymore. You're kind of like in the flow of things, where you're doing things kind of just, intuitively, to the point where you have mastered something and you're just going through the motions. Some of you might be thinking about branching out, getting a different position, vying for like a more supervisory managerial position where you're learning new things, because it feels almost as if you know everything currently with your job. So you're not interested in, staying put and stagnating yourself. So I feel like some of you are kind of like eyeing, the positions that are above you that might be opening up for this month. And they're telling you to go for it, because I do feel that it's going to be very beneficial for you. I feel some of you are a little bit tired of the, the routine, knowing everything already. So then work becomes a little bit bored. So you're needing a lot more excitement. You're needing a lot of new energy re-injected in your work environment in order for you to feel good and to feel happy and to feel like, emotionally fulfilled and as if you're working with a purpose. In terms of your health, with the Fool card in the reverse position, when it pertains to like specific parts of the body, with this Fool in the reverse, this is something that I'm feeling, and I feel this for a lot of times for Sagittarius, and this is the first time I'm getting this for Aries. You want to be careful about where you're going, okay? So like overestimating your strength. So that means, wear and tear on your body. For those of you who are doing some type of aerobics or even lifting weights or even, some type of a exercise regimen at the gym, be very, very careful about not pushing yourself past your limits. So I do see some joints, some tendons, just sore spots associated with like weightlifting or things that you're doing and you're overexerting yourself, okay? So rein back your energy, physical stamina. I feel like you're coming into this month very optimistic and you're feeling almost as if, I can conquer the world. And the physical symptoms that you're feeling if you overexert yourself, if you push yourself past your limit, it's going to force you to slow down. So they're just telling you to be a little bit careful. For those of you who are doing any type of sports, who are doing any type of gym exercise routine, you want to be a little bit careful. So that's just a mild warning. I don't feel like it's serious, but it's something that can really disrupt your daily routine as well. It can also, it might require you to call out sick for a few days if you're not careful. So I feel like all of these things are heavily affected and they go hand in hand. So just be careful. Okay. Relationship sector. We do have here the 10 of Pentacles in the reverse position. I feel like some of you are finally leaving a cycle behind and moving on for good for this month. And I feel, first of all, I'm seeing that many of you are kind of like at a point in your life right now where you want to build this foundation. You want the marriage, you want the commitment, you want the house. You might already have the house with the Wheel of Fortune coming through. So you want a partner to share your life with. You want children, and eventually, you might even have the pets already in the picture. So you're wanting to build these things up. And what's happening here is that you're very conscious that you want to build all of these things up, but the elements are not in place. So for example, you might have the house, you might have a very, very good network of friends, and you have everything going for you emotionally, and you're looking for the partner to fill in the void, to fill in, that idyllic picture of what a home means for you. And then for others of you, I feel like within your financial situation, there might be some housing repairs that needs to be done, and you're deciding making these financial decisions with a partner, and you might not agree eye to eye as to, what each partner wants. So that means, do we settle here permanently, or do we move after a few years and sell the house, recoup our initial, down payment, and then shift to another house? And where do we live? Do we live in the city? Do we live in the suburbs? How many kids do we want? So the timing might be a little bit off between you and your partner, for those of you in a stable partnership, regarding housing situations, okay? And I honestly feel as if many of you are coming into this month single. This is the social dating card. So I feel like you're still going through the process where you are, socially dating, meeting people for different occasions, different social engagements, and you're trying to find the one that is willing to build this future with you. And so the energy here is very lighthearted. It's very it's very fun and exciting. But in terms of feeling as if you've met the one that you're willing to share this life with or build this life with, I don't feel that the timing is just right. So they're urging you more to, err on the safe side. Date socially, expand your options, give people multiple dates before you make up their mind. But at the same time, I feel like you have this, it's almost as if crunch time biological clock, wanting these things in a very systematic like manner, in a very specific time frame. And so you might be pushing somebody for more of a commitment, and they're not just yet ready. Okay, it's not that they don't care about you. It feels to me as if they're not ready for all of that just yet, as of right now. And so they're urging you to slow down a little bit, because time is still going to be on your side. And I just keep seeing this crunch time associated with this card. It's almost like I'm losing time, and the biological clock is ticking, or the physical clock is ticking. Not just for women. This is you want to have everything built up at a certain time, and you feel almost as if things and the environment and the people that you're dealing with are not cooperating. Others of you are basically dealing with some either a separation or talks of a divorce, and you're dealing with this through this month.